I hate to break up your conversation. Right. Right. I know we're excited, but strap in. God, that went quick. I guess time flies when you're not sitting in here watching this. Anyway, let's crack on. Home straight now. We're back in Bromsgrove and we're in Cynthia's front room. It's the day, it's afternoon of the scattering, and all are gathered, apart from Stanley and apart from Betty. Yes, right, thank you, mate. We joined the conversation. We're just going to play a bit of this. It's a loose connection, I don't bring it down, it's for some reason it just keeps going back.
He then asked her how much she thought her dumplings weighed.
The nerve! Well, I hope she didn't tell him.
I don't think she knew. Anyway, it's so nice to see you all.
Oh, we're all here for you, Mum.
Well, I've lived my life this long without having to rely on too many folks, Susan. My gym being the exception, of course.
But it's not always apparent that a crutch is being used until it's snatched away.
Sorry. Remind me who you are.
It's Reenie, Mum. She's staying with us for a few days.
Reenie? I didn't invite you.
Reenie is part of our extended family.
Your father's perhaps, not mine.
You've no compassion, you mean old witch.
Reenie, take that back.
Shan't.
I'm surprised the bastard from Oldham wants to spend time with a witch.
I've brought matches, you witch.
Well, this has started well. Reenie, Mum, please both apologise. It's time to put the past behind us. For Dad's sake.
I'll always be the trollop from Oldham to her, Robert.
You may have been spawned from my Jim's loins, but it was without mine or his knowledge. How do you expect me to react?
Well, if Dad had no knowledge, what the hell was he doing on the top deck of that bus while my mother was conceiving?
Let's all just calm down. Call a truce for the afternoon.
Not sure I can. All the time she's attacking me in my own home.
Can't you both just offer the olive branch to each other?
Olive branch? More like a twig of poison ivy.
This is wrecking my day. Reenie, we'll never be best buddies, but for Jim's sake today, I'm prepared to let bygones be bygones.
I'm sorry, Cynthia. And I don't have any matches.
Well, in the end, blood's thicker than water, no matter the arm it's drawn from. I've some nuts and nibbles in the kitchen, I'll fetch them. Maybe you'd like to help me, Reenie.
Oh, yes, of course. Lead the way.
Cynthia and Reenie disappears in the kitchen.
Blimey, that's a turner. William, can you go and stand outside the kitchen door and come and get me should it all kick off again?
William leaves the room.
Susan, quick. While Mum and Reenie's out the room, help me transfer Dad's ashes into Betty's scattering tube.
Annabelle, go to the door and keep a lookout for Grant or Reenie.
What would you like to do? Hold the end and do the pouring? Or would you rather hold the didgeridoo and do the receiving?
I don't want him touching me, Robert.
That's a risk, whatever end you are. Okay, I'll do the pouring.
Robert begins shaking Jim's ashes into the didgeridoo.
Hold the didgeridoo steady, Susan. We don't want any spillages.
You concentrate on your job and make sure nothing touches me.
That's it. All done and no spillages. That didn't take long. Put the lid back on the didgeridoo, Susan. High five, Babs.
What's that, Robert?
What's what?
That bloody there
It looks like a pile of something.
corrects a little pile of your father.
Oh no. Okay, I'll hold the didgeridoo and you scoop him in.
I'm not bloody scooping, Robert. He's your father.
I can't manhandle him into the didgeridoo alone, Susan.
We'll blow him down the back of the sideboard then.
I can't do that. Knowing every time I come round here, and there's a bit of my old dad down the back of the sideboard.
Achoo!
Bless you.
Thank you. But what are we going to do about that little pile of... Oh.
Susan, it appears you've gobbed on Dad.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Robert. Poor Dad. It's me hay fever.
In November? What are we going to do now? We can't even blow him away.
Just make a paste out of him, stick him in the didgeridoo.
They're coming back.
Why didn't William give us forewarning?
He's gone to the lever stage.
Annabelle, slow him up. Susan, put the tube behind the couch. I'll clean up the paste.
Robert quickly mops up the pile of his dead father with his handkerchief. And then, just before Cynthia and Reenie enter the room with snacks, Annabelle tries to slow them.
Oh, hello, Gran. Are you coming back in here? Are you and Auntie coming back in here?
Yes, we were planning to, Annabelle, if that's all right.
Cynthia and Reenie come back into the room with snacks.
What time are you expecting Betty, Mum? I'm assuming Sam will be attending too.
Well, they'll not be long, and then we can make a start. Although they're a little late.
Suddenly, Robert looks up and he sees Stanley's arrived.
Oh, Stanley's here now. Oh, he's just chucked his bike in your front bush, Mum.
That's not like Stanley. He's usually most respectful of my front bush.
Look! The bottoms of his trousers are all wet.
The others all get up and go and have a look out the window.
He's leaving muddy puddles. Go and let him in, William. But make sure he takes his boots off first. Look at the state of him.
William goes to let Stanley in.
Hello, Stan. The bottoms of your gardening trousers are all wet.
Oh, there, William, lad. Yeah, good of you to let me know.
Sorry, Stan. I didn't mean to state the bleeding obvious, but your trouser bottoms are normally quite dry.
They are, lads. Yeah, and I can understand why you felt you had the need to mention it. It's just that I had a catastrophic experience this afternoon.
Oh, well, come in. And best get your boots and socks off. And roll your trousers up to the high water mark. You're dripping.
Stanley removes his shoes and socks and rolls his trousers up to the high water mark, and the pair join the others.
Certainly, blooming Oswald. What on earth has been going on?
Reenie leans towards Susan and whispers.
Bloody hell, Swampy's turned up. Who's this bloke? He was mates with your dad. Well, he looks like he's been trying to reenact Dad's river experience.
Oh, sin pet. You'll not believe what happened in the allotment. It was catastrophic. Absolutely catastrophic.
Then Annabelle sees Betty arriving.
Oh, look, Betty's here now. But she don't look right either.
She seems to be shouting and waving. But I can't see you two.
Why does this family appear to only attract nut jobs?
Someone go get her before she starts attracting attention.
Do you think it's safe letting her in that state?
Don't be so alarmist, Susan. It's only Betty. I'll let her in.
Hey, Dad, do you want me to come as, like, backup?
Yeah, okay.
Robert and William go to let Betty in.
Hello, Betty, love. You had some trouble?
Careful, Dad. Keep that conversation light.
Our world's been invaded. We'll soon be dragging Lucifer's chains around in the underworld.
Was the bus late again, Betty? Never mind, love. You're here now. Come on in. We're all there waiting for you.
Robert, William and Betty enter the living room.
Betty, come in. Are you all right? Aren't you looking a bit uncomfortable, Bab? Nothing's riding up, is it?
Gates of hell. I've seen the angel from the bottomless pit and smelt the smell of the unwashed.
Oh no, we've been shopping at Lidl's on Pension Thursday again.
I've had a visitation from the dark side and I didn't much like it.
Let's all give Betty a moment. We can all see that she's had, something.
She has a visitation from the dark side. Are you not listening, Robert?
The rabid dogs of hell are loose in Bromsgrove.
She's definitely
parallel universe where everyone's gone batshit crazy.
Oh, Sin, everyone. I nearly forgot. Earlier today I made contact with Jim.
My Jim.
Our Jim.
Yes, your Jim. I saw him clear as day. I was digging in the allotment and he just appeared, bold as brass, and he said he had a message for you.
Are you sure, Betty? We don't want Mum getting upset today.
Let us speak, Robert. Go on, Betty. What did Dad say?
Mum, what do you think? Do you want to hear this?
Your dad won't have said anything that he knows would upset me.
If Dad has a view regarding today, then he should be heard irrespective of who he upsets.
I'll hear what he has to say, but I'm not promising to change any of my plans.
How can you ignore Dad's final wishes, Cynthia?
His final wishes, as I recall, was to have toad in the hole for his tea and to catch a 10
That was when he was living. He might have another final wish now he's dead.
How can you have a final anything after death? Death is the final last stop. There's no moving on from it. What did Jim say, Betty?
Was he unhappy with what's been proposed for this afternoon, Betty?
Betty, we don't need to hear anything that's likely to cause upset.
Yes, we bloody well do, Robert. Go on.
Don't worry, Robert. I'll let Jim tell you himself. I brought him with me. It's in my pocket. Are you all prepared?
Ready as we're ever going to be, Babs.
All right then. I'll bring him out into the light. Just give me a minute.
Oh my God.
You have to keep doing it until Susan does her line. Keep doing
Sorry.
Oh my God, look at her! Robert, do something! Jim! Speak to me! Jim! Jimmy!
it. Betty puts her hands in her pocket and pulls out Jim.
Doesn't he look just grand?
Yes, it's a potato.
Betty, that's my one. Betty, it's a potato.
You know, that's what I thought when I came across him digging the potato patch.
You were right then.
Hang on, let me finish. But when we started talking, the more we chatted, the more convinced I became.
What? That it was a potato?
That it was Jim.
It's a potato, Betty.
Just a minute, Robert. Just because it looks like a potato doesn't mean that he is a potato.
Reenie's right. Look at the eyes, Robert. Look at the eyes. They're Jim's eyes for certain.
Yeah, potato eyes, Betty. It's probably started sprouting out of being in your dark warm pocket.
But look closely, it's Jim's skin.
It's potato skin. Just brown and wrinkly after them being dug up.
You sure?
I know we all miss him, but we can't go around pretending potatoes are dead people.
Could I see the potato bit?
George Baby. Wait. Good catch.
To be fair to Bessie, it does look a bit like Grandad. Is that his mole?
Oh my God, hold on a minute. Right. Dad, can you hear me? It's Reenie. Don't be embarrassed about your appearance. If you've got a view regarding today, then please tell us what it is.
Really? You're talking to a bloody potato! But then, if that is his mole, you're holding him upside down.
I'm so sorry, Dad.
I can't be dealing with this anymore.
Cynthia leaves the room in tears.
Someone should go and check she's all right.
Shall I go?
Now look what you've done, Reenie. Yes, please, son. Reenie, give the potato back to Betty. And Betty, please put it away.
Stan goes off to Cynthia. Betty puts the potato back in her pocket.
Night night, Jim. Speak to you later.
Just when I've got him back, you lot tell me he's just a bloody potato. He was a man of the soil. Isn't it natural that if he did come back, it would be as something he was familiar with?
Now, I must say that given a choice, I'd rather Grandad came back as a potato, rather than some spooky, ghostly thing that moans a lot and floated through the walls.
Look, you lot. I can understand how upset all this must be for everyone. But please, for Mum's sake, let's put this potato thing to bed.
He's snugly back in my pocket.
Cynthia and Stanley rejoin the others.
I'm sorry, everybody. It's turning out to be a very emotional afternoon. Listen, I'd love it if my Jim came back, but I don't want him back as something I might accidentally slice up for tea.
It's fine, Mum. Betty's put the potato away, and we're all going to move on. Maybe it's time for some more drinks.
I think he's taking a little nap now. Can you hear him snoring?
Oh, let me listen, Betty. He might still be saying something important in his sleep.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Robert! Come on. Let's give Betty a couple of something that might help her sleep off whatever's afflicting her.
Oh God, Betty shit-faced again.
Absolutely not, Annabelle. Is she, Robert?
Yeah, I'm not pissed. I'm not pissed. You can put me in a barrel, but I'm not pissed.
I'm not sure, Susan.
I'll take her up for a lay down.
Cynthia takes Betty for a lie down.
Something's going on in Betty's head.
Cynthia returns.
She's not right.
Sorry, Cynthia returns.
She's a bit calmer now, and I've drawn the curtain. She didn't want Lucifer peeking in on her.
Oh, I can understand that. No one likes someone peeking in you when you're not feeling yourself.
Or when you're feeling yourself, William.
Bit less of your gut of humour, please, Stanley.
Yeah, sorry, Cynthia.
Stan, now Betty's resting. Would you like to tell us about your catastrophic experience earlier today?
We shouldn't be trying to get to the bottom of whatever sent Betty Jewel Alley.
We can't do that with her in the state she's in at the moment.
Well, at least there's no confusion about what happened to me in my trousers this afternoon. It was catastrophic.
Yes, Stan, we heard you. It was catastrophic.
And I only have one word for it. Jacuzzi blight.
Isn't that 2 words, Mr. Oswald?
Yeah, depends on how quickly you say it. Jacuzzi blight. See, about jacuzzi blight.
Well, jacuzzi box? Yeah, I suppose so.
Exactly.
Brain cells are really spread thin in this neck of the woods.
At times I thought I was seeing things myself today, but nothing stronger than Bovrils passed my lips telling me.
Looks like you fell into a cesspit judging by the state of your trousers. Just tell us what happened, Swampy.
I'm talking allotment saboteurs, my dear. Allotment saboteurs.
Saboteurs. Down with the jacuzzi bourgeoisie. Liberate the workers and watch them ignite.
Oh, William, if only you could grow a beard.
If only you could flush after a number 2. Hey, comrade.
What happened, Stan?
There were 4 of them preparing for a jacuzzi party. And by 2 o'clock that party was in full swing.
I don't see the problem with that. Myself, Des O'Connor used to throw great jacuzzi parties.
We're talking about Jim's old plot here. A place for toiling in the good earth, not splashing about getting pissed.
Well, given a choice of splashing about and getting pissed or toiling, we don't need to put that to the vote now, do we? Surely.
Well then, another 2 big boisterous girls arrived, and I thought, how are those 2 going to squeeze into the jacuzzi like?
You weren't just standing gawping at them with your gob hanging over.
Don't worry, Sam. I was in the shed down behind my sweet peas.
And did they have trouble squeezing into the... Did they have trouble squeezing in then?
William, that's not the sort of question I'd be expecting from someone who regularly supports my feminist agenda.
Well, let's just say you couldn't call it a graceful intro, William. Then someone showered Mexican wave!
Or the curse of individualism. That's the Mexican wave.
How would you stop a robust Mexican wave if someone got ill in the middle of one? Jumping up and waving at the first aid bloke isn't likely to work. He'd just think you were a bit uncoordinated in your Mexican waving.
After a while, I noticed that the veranda began to shift, caused by the jacuzzi and the erratic Mexican wave.
My Jim used to hate erratic Mexican wave.
And then suddenly, the veranda collapsed, and the jacuzzi was left dangling at a precarious angle by its electric cables.
Well, I suppose that's one way to stop a Mexican wave.
But then, all of a sudden, Jim's shed caught on fire. The jacuzzi crashed to the ground and started rolling towards our plots.
What
must be upsetting, but we're only talking about a bit of dirt.
Allotments aren't just a bit of dirt, missy. There was water and revellers pouring all over the place all around 999.
6 half-drowned, near-naked people, still dizzy from booze and the Mexican wave, a rolling jacuzzi and a shed on fire. Not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, well, I did have a bit of trouble getting the operator to take me seriously when I asked for police, fire and ambulance.
I had the same trouble when I got my head stuck in a goldfish bowl.
The fire brigade arrived and their water was soon adding to the water that was escaping from the jacuzzi. It was...
How deep did the water get there, Mr. Oswald?
I think the state of my trousers will probably answer that question now, Val, wouldn't you?
Did it get the rhubarb?
Everything's gone there. The ages before any of us are growing anything again. Anything more ambitious than rice and a bit of watercress, that is.
Stan, before all this happened, did you notice anything that might explain Betty's hallucinations?
Not really. I mean, she asked me if I had any sugar for her tea, but I don't take it and bother her. So she did ask the jacuzzi bunch, and I think they gave her a sugar lump.
Did you notice anything strange after she drank the tea?
Well, I mean, she was acting a bit odd, but it's Betty, like. So, well, let's put it like this. The hole that she dug for her turnips was too deep.
Hang on, everyone. This smacks of something very sinister. Nailed it. I think Betty's possibly been nobbled.
Oh no.
No, yes.
Betty's been cabbaged on her own allotment.
Do you reckon the bugger slipped or something with the sugar?
That would be my guess, Mum. A couple of drops of LSD, maybe.
What do you know about hard drugs, William?
Only enough to know not to pop 'em up my bum with a toothpick, Mum.
So, that's all right then.
Well, it certainly would explain Betty's behaviour today.
Look, I still believe Dad was channeling his spiritual thoughts through Betty.
Well, I do believe that the dead have a strange and mysterious way of making contact. Maybe in this case it was through the medium of LSD and a potato.
This girl, despite her immaturity, does speak brilliant sense occasionally.
So, what do you think was so important it dragged him back from wherever he's been to communicate with us today then?
It's bloody obvious, Susan, isn't it? He wanted to put a stop to the events planned for this afternoon.
Now, just a minute, Missy. I've sat here biting my tongue, listening to your sniping about this gathering, and I'm just about sick of it.
We should all have been consulted before you decided to embark on this unilateral decision of yours.
What I do with what's left of my life, I'm perfectly entitled to do without consulting someone like you, who only exists because of an unplanned liaison on a bloody bus.
Mum, really, please. Let's all start this up
Shut
again.
up, Robert. This woman has the cheek to decide to embark on something that she knows will impact on all of us, without even the common decency of mentioning it to me first.
My closest family, I think, would support my decision, and if they don't, well, tough. You, I don't give a flying fuck about it.
I do think, Mum, that maybe both Robert and Rini should have been a little more consulted before he made this decision.
Did Jim consult me before he jumped on the meat packer from Oldham? Did you think about me before sending me the wishing you a happy birthday card? Did Mouth Almighty here consult me before leaving her husband after being found in bed with her brother-in-law, splashing about in a bowl of cock-a-leaky?
Who told her about the cock-a-leaky? Was it you, Susan?
It was William. Really, I'm sorry, William, but your mum's not going to take the blame. It's not her fault you have to sleep in the box room.
Who else took me in the box room then?
Who else could have gone in there, William?
You?
And I suppose you'd have slept in with your father, would you? A few nights of that you'd be begging me for the box room.
You little hypocrite, William. I suppose you're all for one and one for all philosophy don't count if it means you have to sleep in the box room for a while, even if it is for the greater good.
Whose greater good? It certainly isn't mine.
My God, Karl Marx must be spinning in his grave along with my dad after hearing that.
Grandad's in the urn. Grandad's in the urn. And I don't think he's spinning in there.
Well, he's upstairs in Betty's pocket, spinning like a fucking top, though.
Reenie gets up and grabs, unbeknownst to her, the empty urn.
Put that down, Reenie, before you regret something.
Stanley, lock the front door so she can't escape with Jim.
What about the back door, Gran?
William, go up the back. Don't let her out into the garden.
He's coming with me, and I'll fight anyone who tries to stop me.
Will anyone please tell me what is going on? I've never seen out like this in my life.
Put Jim back, Reenie, please.
I can understand how upset you are, really, Bab, but please do as Mum says and put him back.
Only if she changes her plans.
I'm sorry, Reenie, but I've thought long and hard about today and I'm not changing my mind because for some unknown reason you've gone crazy and have decided to take my Jim hostage.
Put the urn back, Reenie. This is not going to resolve anything.
How in the hell do you know what my plans are anyway? Only me and Stan know.
We sussed it, Mum. It wasn't difficult.
Oh, we all know, for God's sake. Robert and Susan know, Annabelle and Kim Jong-il in the garden knows, even Mush for Braids Betty knows, and I didn't even get the courtesy of an invitation to the scattering.
I have no idea what any of you were talking about.
You casted Dad out, throwing him to the mercy of the four winds, and to add insult to injury, dispatching him via a fucking didgeridoo.
Has she gone totally mad, Robert?
Mum, we were worried about uncontrolled spread of Dad's ashes. Should it prove to be a bit blowy today?
I'd rather swallow Dad's ashes than let you cast him to God knows where.
Don't you dare take the top off that urn. Stan, can you make any sense of this?
I'm in the dark, Pet, same as you, but I tell you all now, I don't like much any of this, so show some respect to your mother.
She ain't my mother, thank God.
Mum, I'm so sorry, but Reenie feels she is not ready to say goodbye to Dad yet.
She wants to be able to visit him without having to wear Wellington boots and a pack-a-mac.
Martin also had a traumatic experience at Gloria Hunniford's father's funeral. It's left her rather unhinged.
And my mother's ashes got blown up by the Royal Engineers.
This is all very interesting. But what's it got to do with me?
I don't want Dad's ashes scattered today.
Who said I'm scattering Jim's ashes?
William told me it was you, Mrs. H.
Me?
You did say that you thought she was going to declutter him.
I think if my memory serves me correctly, it was you, Robert, who mentioned the S word.
What S word?
I'll be scattering Mr. Oswald.
I'm not scattering Jim's ashes today. Rainy day. This is still his home as far as I'm concerned.
So why are we here today, Mum?
Oh, it was to announce to you all that I'm bloody getting married again.
Well, I was honoured to be asked to have a share in Cynthia's life.
You're going to marry Stanley, Mum?
Roll them pants down, Gandhi. This is important. Since Jim's death, and despite all of you, there have been times when I felt very lonely. So I made a decision, plucked up the courage, and asked Stanley here to marry me.
Said yes.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. A toast to Mum and Stan. May you all both be very happy.
Suddenly, though, William, who hasn't heard any of this, burst back into the room from the garden where he's been trying to stop really leaving with the ashes.
Sit back, Gran. Cometh the hour. Cometh the man.
Oh, William. Robert, we've lost our little boy. It seemed like only yesterday he was wearing short trousers and picking his nose.
Don't worry, Susan. We've not lost him completely. He still picks his nose.
Dad, I've got this. Reenie, give me back my granddad.
William screams and lunges at Reenie.
Ah! Where the fuck is he? Oh, he's not there either. I keep stepping on him.
Okie dokie, right. The last scene of the play, ladies and gentlemen. You've reached it. Cynthia's home. It's still that same day. Everyone else has gone home apart from Stan and Cynthia. On the table. On the table.
Do you want the table, Dad?
Yes, please.
Yep.
The Smashdown has been replaced with the didgeridoo that now contains Jim's ashes.
Oh, what a day, Stan. Any regrets, Stan?
Definitely not regarding our decision. How about you?
No, Stan, no. But what about the allotment?
To be honest with you, if today's episode has got rid of the jacuzzi bunch, then it'll be all worth the trouble.
But what about your legs?
It's only a bit of water. Although these trousers have had it.
I'm talking about your water retention problem.
Water retention's on the inside of my legs, Sin.
No, but all that water couldn't have done them any good. You should see the doctor.
I saw the doctor.
Did you?
Yeah. He gave me a tap on my knee. It's a water retention.
You're a funny bastard! Do you fancy another drink?
Cynthia pours more brandy and they settle down on the couch. Suddenly, they hear a noise from upstairs.
Did you hear that noise, Stan?
I did.
I think we've got intruders.
They hear someone or something coming down the stairs, and then the living room door slowly opens, and in walks.
Did I miss the scattering thing? Did it go alright?
Oh, Betty, you gave us quite a start. I quite forgot you were still upstairs. There was no scattering. There never was. Are you feeling any better?
Can't find my tights in.
You've got them on, Bab.
Bye.
Can you still see Lucifer tapping on your window, Betty?
Oh God. Didn't make a spectacle of myself, did I?
No, of course not. Why don't you take yourself back to bed? You've had quite a day.
Thanks, Sid. I don't think I could face being on my own tonight.
Night, Betty.
Night, love.
Sleep tight.
Night all.
Betty leaves the room, but then comes back.
Oh, Sin, I've just remembered what Jim's message was.
Oh, Betty, that wasn't Jim. You were just hallucinating, Bab.
He did say it was very important that I gave you the message.
Go on then, tell me what he said.
Just don't make a lot of sense, though.
Well, nothing much did today, Pet.
Amen.
Go on, tell us what he said, like.
Oh, he said, tell Dolly she has my full support and that I'm pleased a better man hasn't made mountains out of the molehills.
Was that it? It's a bit random, Betty. Who's Dolly? And where are these molehills?
Well, I don't think I know anyone called Dolly.
Not with little molehills, anyway.
Oh, he didn't say our molehills were small.
Well, he implied it, though.
Why is he even mentioning our molehills? That beats me. Well, that's his message and I've passed it on. I'm going to bed now.
Betty disappears back to bed.
Why would Jim be worried about Dolly's molehills?
Sorry, Stan, what were you saying?
Oh, I mean, did he even know anyone called Betty? Never mind. What's up with you? You look like you've been gorging on something that Betty had earlier today.
Stan, I think I understand Jim's message. But I think the Dolly you spoke about was me.
It wasn't being very discreet, Pet. Mentioning your little molehills in such a public way.
I think he was talking about my back garden molehills, Stan.
Didn't know you had back garden molehills. I'm green for that.
Molehills in the garden.
So, yeah, I know.
Why do you think I got you to lay Castro, sir?
I don't know, but it still would explain why he called you Dolly.
When Jim found out that my full name was Cynthia Molly Garton, he started calling me Dolly.
Why?
Molly Garton, Dolly Parton.
By mentioning your molehills, that was a Dolly Parton reference to You've made mountains out of...
You've got a mucky mind sometimes. I've just told you, the molehills are exactly that. Molehills made by bloody moles.
Yeah, so I've just been on my own for too long.
Why do you think I asked you to help me get rid of the grass and put in Castro Smurf?
Jim came back from wherever he's been to tell you
That he's happy that a better man has sorted his molehill problem for him.
Sin, you saw it. I was just the muscle.
Well, he don't know that. And by saying I have his full of support, Jim was also giving our marriage his blessing.
Sin. I see now. God bless him. Wherever he is.
You've been such a support to me these past months, Stan.
It's been my pleasure, Sin. You've also brought the light back into my life that I didn't think we'd ever see it again after we lost Diana.
Stan, 1 minute.
Yeah. Come on, Pet.
Apologies if anyone lost loved ones.
Oh, you did. Because none of this would have happened without the lockdown. So
it was worth it.
Should we have another one?
So in your grief, guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Keep talking, everybody. Crumbs.
What are you still saying?
Very good. They're expecting an Oscar. We got to turn the screen.
I've got an original script going for £300. Anybody signed by himself. I would say £350 because the lead actors have been shot. Big fans. You're in the front row. That's what we're going to have Christmas together.
You might need you in the front seat.
Yeah.